Nadine Joseph is born in St. Lucia. She, however, prides herself in being a Caribbean woman, further, a child of God, a daughter of the universe. Presently, Nadine is a student at the Adventist International Institute of Advanced Studies in the Philippines. She is enrolled in educational administration. She recently published 2 books, a devotional and an inspirational one. Nadine has been sharing devotions with thousands of women around the world through the General Conference Women's Devotion. To you ladies who happen to own a copy of this year's devotional, Renew, check out Miss Joseph's devotional. She's the author, and next year she will be featured in the April. She will tell you the rest next year. But we are very happy to have her with us this afternoon. And without further ado, I invite Miss Joseph to come and share with us. Give her your undivided attention. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all. It's a pleasure to be here. I will help out the pastor. To those ladies who have the Renew, you can check out next week's devotion, I think April 21st, and there you will read one of my devotions entitled, A Weed is a Weed. This afternoon, I'm going to share one of the devotional thoughts in my book. It's actually in week 8, devotion number 2, titled, Yes, You Can. The text is Philippians 4:13, I can do all things to Christ who strengtheneth me. Being fearful of failure because I had not been in a formal classroom in almost 9 years, I chose Philippians 4:13 as my theme text to guide me during my first semester of college. I chose this text because fear had crippled me mentally against pursuing higher education prior to taking this very big step. Every morning during devotions in my first semester, I claimed that text and also claimed A's. At the end of that semester, God granted unto me what I had asked for, with the exception of 1 B+. Through that experience, I recognized that the fear may have been unfounded because to date, I still have not uncovered the basis. Though I was afraid of being a failure, I now know much better. My knowledge is not only predicated on the fact that I got a GPA above 3.8 in the first semester and graduated with one in that same region, but was also nurtured by the comforting words of 2 Timothy 1 verse 17. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. I can assure you that the fear of failure was only one of the fears I had been harboring. Likewise, you too may be facing your own giants, things that you believe you cannot get through or overcome. Even though I cannot always account for the genesis of these things that seem insurmountable or unapproachable, I now know that I can honestly face anything because of the presence of God in my life. Today is the day to face your fears, doubts, concerns, and failures boldly, because you can do all things through Christ. If you continue to believe in God, you too will be able to do anything. Whatever you face today, regardless of how impossible it may seem to you or others, trust the promise of God in Matthew 19:26. With people, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. Through Christ, you can do anything. Just believe. Yes, you can. This is one of the blessings in the book. And I'm happy today to be here because I'm certain that there are students who were like me, who probably feeling like I'm afraid to fail, You may have financial challenges and you may be wondering how you're going to make it. There is a gentleman by the name of Herbert Spencer who believed that the question of all questions is what knowledge is of most worth. Schubert updated the version of that question to say, what is important to know and experience? I believe that through this book, Step by Step with God, you could find the answers to that. I believe that what knowledge is of most worth, that the answer is God. What is important to experience? I believe it is a faith-based relationship with God. Throughout this book, you will experience stories of faith, just like the one I shared a while ago. Because during my years at university, my faith was shaken many times, but I held on to Jesus because I know I could not have done anything otherwise. The story shows how my faith was tested continually, but I always saw God come through. So as you walk with me through these 16 weeks, because it's a semester devotional, I could guarantee you that many of you would be like, because you would actually say, I experienced something just like that. And you'll be definitely be able to identify with a lot of the stories. I trust that these stories will help to motivate your faith as you continue to trust God who has brought you here, and through him you can do anything. I count it a privilege to be able to share my stories of faith with you. But my goal is that you not only read these stories, but as you read them, your faith be encouraged and you are able to share your stories with other students, share your stories with other persons so that they too can begin to develop their own experiences of faith. Thank you. I have been writing for a very long time, actually many years, probably over 10 years, and have been publishing my devotions in smaller scale devotional books, and also with the General Conference, Women's Ministries, did yearly devotional. I decided to write Step by Step with God as a devotional book for university students because I had many challenges during my undergraduate studies, and many of the records are in this book, Step by Step with God. I wrote them so that other students can actually be encouraged to develop a deeper faith with God, because I was forced to do that during those years. And also I write a lot of inspirational thoughts, so Drops of Inspiration shares many of these thoughts, and also text that supports it so that students can have inspirational stuff to go throughout the days that are very difficult while they study. I have been writing since I was in primary school. One of the thoughts in my book, Drops of Inspiration, says, writing is the only form of expression that allows me to explode immediately without hurting anyone. So I've been doing it for a very long time. Anytime like I go through trials or something bothers me, especially when I was younger, I would just write it. And I have many exercise books filled and pages all over in files that I've been writing, and so these are just a few of the things that I've written, because I have much more to come.